What's up, guys? Rulanel here, come back at you with a whole nother batch tutorial for your faces. Alright. Now, in this video, we're going to be taking a look a little bit more of the if statement. We've been taking a look at this in the last couple of videos. We got the syntax down under our belt. We got some more parameters and some comparison operators under our belt. And now we're going to be looking at a whole new thing called the else statement. Now, the else statement is kind of a little similar to, like, we were looking at the whole not equal comparison operator contrasting to the equal operator, and it obviously sort of like inverts the condition, or what happens if the condition actually returns. It'll run the code that we wanted to run even if the condition is false. Now, in the if statement, in conjunction with the else statement, we can kind of supply both of those scenarios. Because in the last video, you remember we kept changing the if statement, running the program, changed it again for a different comparison operator, running the program again. Now in this video, we're going to be able to work with a little bit more understanding. So let's try and create something interesting here today. Let's get the Windows command line ready to go, and let's get Notepad++ ready to go. All right, let's create a new script. I'll call mine script.bat. Alright, add echo off, go to main, create main, and then go to the end of file. Now, I want to be able to create some food here. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's set a food can equal 10, and set a needed food can equal 50. So let's introduce a new idea here. Sorry, I didn't mean to use those parentheses. I'm just kind of a little bit used to Python and C++ and other languages. But you don't need any parentheses when you're trying to create a condition here in Batch, because Batch interprets parentheses as a grouping, as trying to group commands or run multiple commands at the same time. You should never use parentheses when you're creating your if statement. But anyway, if the value of food is equal to the value of needed food, it'll just go ahead and run a new grouped command. It'll just go ahead and echo, we have enough food. I'm sure this is looking pretty familiar to you guys, but before we do any of that, let's set local and end local, because that is a good thing to be able to remember, and I always forget. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, now we can echo out, hey, just so we know the beginning and end of our if statements. End. I don't know why they do that, but alright. If we run our program, we can run over here and do script. It says, hey, end. Now, that's a little weird. Okay, we've got our food variable, though, 10, and it's equal to 50. But 10 is not equal to 50, so we just go ahead and skip this entire code block. But let's do something new here. Let's add an else statement. Now, the else statement is just pretty similar to the if statement, at least syntax-wise. It's just ELSE. You actually have the actual word for else. There's no LSS or GTR or anything quirky like that in Batch. All it is else. Now we'll move on to create a new code block, and just in case this condition returns false, it'll move on to this right here rather than just continuing with the code. So if we echo, we do not have enough food. Now, what do you think it'll run? Let's go ahead and check it out. Else was not recognized as an internal external command, operable program, or batch file. Okay, this brings me to a good point, guys. Whenever you're using else, you want to have it immediately after your little parentheses here, and that's my own fault. I should have caught that. And you know, you're gonna want a space after that one as well. That's pretty damn embarrassing. I'm sorry, but yeah. Right after your ending parentheses for your conditional statement, for your if statement, you're going to want else, and then followed by a space so you can introduce that you're creating a new code block here. So I hope you guys remember that. I know I always tend to forget, but Batch is really, really sensitive. So it's pretty easy to screw up syntax and everything, especially when you're used to something much better, much different anyway. But I want to get this idea across to you guys that if the condition up here is not met, if it is returned false or not what we actually wanted to see, it'll move on to this code block here, and obviously we can do as much stuff as we'd like to in here, just like we can in the initial code block up top. Sorry, I'm I'm stuttering my speech. I can't even speak. I'm sorry. And then echo out all this other crazy stuff. But there is the idea, guys. Here is the else statement. And we're going to be trying to combine a little bit more of all of these concepts real soon. But for now, I just want to introduce this one to you guys, because we've got the syntax, we've got comparison operators, and now we have the else statement. We're almost done. But there's a little bit more we can do. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video.